My name is Brandon, and today we are going to be talking about friction. Friction is a force that is parallel to the surface of the floor, which resists sliding. Natalie, can you please demonstrate friction for us?
Sure. As I push the desk, the friction will resist the desk from sliding.
Did you know that there are different types of friction? Casey, can you please explain to us the different types of friction?
The friction that Natalie just demonstrated by putting a force on this desk is known as kinetic friction. Kinetic friction is the type of friction that resists a force when the object is in motion. Static friction, on the other hand, is when a force is put upon an object, but the object does not move. This is because the static friction matches or is greater than the force applied to the object.
Now we are going to demonstrate the difference between static and kinetic friction. Natalie, can you please demonstrate for us?
As I showed before with the little desk, kinetic friction overcame static friction and it resisted sliding, but it was in motion. Now as I put a force on this desk, the static friction overcomes the kinetic friction and therefore the object is not in motion.
As we have just demonstrated, there is a difference between the kinetic and the static friction. The static friction is when an object is not moving, it's not in motion. The kinetic friction is when an object is in motion, and yet it's the friction that is trying to stop the object from moving because it's sliding against the floor.
Is there an equation you could show us?
There is. This is the formula for friction. As you can see, this is the symbol for mu. Mu is a constant, and yet it is different for both static and kinetic because the value changes.
Isn't it dependent upon the surface?
It is dependent upon the surface. And each surface has a different value between S and K. S standing for static and K standing for kinetic.